Hey everybody, welcome back. This is Death, and this is part 3 after my first two-part tutorial on what to do in Stranded Deep. I'm on the council version, so I just first, the other part 2 just ended. I'm jumping straight into part 3. I have moved from my initial island and have gone to a second island. The starting island was right there. I have one of the first things you want to do in the game is get yourself a little raft and get you a rudder and a sail. The anchor is not so much. I happen to got lucky and had enough that I salvaged to be able to build the anchor too. You want to use your big ship in the center. This is the original how it starts up without changing the seed for the map. The boat is in the middle of the world, pretty close anyway. One side goes off a little farther, but for the most part it's in the middle. You can use that as a landmark to travel around the world here and not get lost doing whatever you need to do. But like I said, I just first got to the second island, which is the island I like to make home. I like to use these rockier islands because they have pigs on them, hogs on them, but they also do have snakes on them. And one of the first things I'm trying to do right now, as you see, is I have a tanning rack built so that I can take some of the hide off the hog there, and I make some leather, and I can make a refined spear. The reason I'm trying to get a refined spear right away is for the simple fact is when you fight the snakes on the island, if you throw a refined spear in them, it takes one shot and it's gone. Now if you use a wooden or crude spear, it takes two of them. And so after you hit it once, it freaks out and it runs around, and then you gotta wait for it to stop again, and then you gotta hit it again. So I'd rather do it one time and make it easy versus twice. So in my current situation here, I need to make 2 more lashings as it shows. So I'm gonna hop over to my crafting here. Craft a couple more of them up. So now I got that, and now I need some sticks. So I need 2 more of them. So I'm going to cut this tree down. I'm just trying to make sure there's not a bat hiding up here, because if there is, I'll kill it and eat it. Nope. But when you do build a actual building in this game, it's good to keep these palm trees around because the bats will land in them. I like to keep the short ones because then the bat is literally like that close to you. The tall ones, I like to use the trees for the wood, whatever's needed to build or whatever. As far as the shelter goes, you really don't need much more than a 1x1 to get out of the sun, or you know, and away from predators. Because if you're up in the air, the predators can't get to you as easy. It makes it a lot easier, especially if they're going to stay right next to it, because then you can kill the predator, like the hog or whatever, or the crabs, from right there on the spot. Alright, so now that I have all the available items for to make my tanning rack, I want to go down and get that going, get that built. Like I said, I don't really build anything with the intent of like building it all indoors, because it doesn't matter in this game if it's indoors or not. In this case, you're just basically making your layout for where you're going to put where and when, and just basically having a place to do everything you need to do, work with whatever materials you want, have your fire, your smoker. That's basically the stuff you're going to want at your home base, and I don't know why this, okay, I guess it's just going to have to go over here, and we're just going to call it a day. Alright, so now I have my tanning rack, so I can make my leather. Get my knife out, skin this hog. One piece of hide, another piece of hide. There's 2. There's 3 pieces of hide, so I believe it goes into giving me meat now, but that's more than enough that I need to do what I need to do here. Like I said, you always want to keep the meat part in the animal, because then it won't go bad on you until you get a smoker. Now that I have the leather, it does open up my door to a couple more things. There's a couple things I want to immediately build now, since I am at a new location. I want to get a water still would be the next thing on my list of things to build, and then getting this refined spear, which I'm going to do that right now. Needs that. And okay, so now I got a refined spear for when I run into the snakes. And my next thing would be to build a water still, which is right there. So I'm back to needing lashings, a flask. So I'm going to need at least 2 lashings, because I need one to build the flask, a palm frond, and a piece of cloth, and some stones. And there should be, everything should be on this island here somewhere. It's a new island. Like I said, there's usually 2 pieces of cloth spawn on each island. So there should be some cloth floating around on the island. I know there's a bunch of fibrous material, and I can build a loom if I need to. I generally don't build it that often, but in some cases, like I said, if you need a lot of cloth and stuff right away to do different things with, then it is, you know, you can build one and have one accessible to you. Like I said, I got a couple shipwrecks here I can explore. I'm going to kind of wait. I like to do shipwrecks in the daytime. Cuts down on the chances of getting poisoned by a sea urchin. Plus you can see in the water, so you can see if sharks are getting close. You can sometimes get a heads up on that stuff when it's coming towards you. And be able to hide or get yourself in a safe spot versus getting bit and suffer from bleeding. Because if you do start bleeding, then you will need a bandage or a gauze to stop that. See, there's also small wild hogs on here, this island, which, you know, they're kind of a trick. They don't quite give you as much as the big one does, but they will provide leather as well. This is why I like to use the bigger island. There's more stuff that will constantly keep respawning. And just provided there to eat. Like there's a snake right there. And you want to get him to do what he just did right there, to where he's warning you. And then once he's warning you, I got the refined spear. And one hit, he's done. No longer a threat. So that's why the refined spear was important a few minutes ago to collect, was so that I didn't have to battle basically what I just went through. And I'm not really sure how. I thought a minute ago my inventory was full. Maybe I dropped that other spear that had the crab on it. It's very possible. But like I said, right now I'm just kind of collecting the things that I need in order to build some of the stuff I need right away. Like the water still. I really need some fibrous materials. Getting the area clear of predators, such as the snake, is very good. For right now, there is another snake on this island, and he usually is fairly close to this position too. They travel together. Okay, so the plank I don't really need right this second, so I'll put it out here next to this other one. I'm basically trying to manage my inventory while I'm out and collect as much as possible. So when I go back, then I can basically just run cycles. You go collect a bunch of stuff, and then go, you know, build or do whatever you need to do as far as getting ready for whatever you're trying to accomplish at that moment. Right now I just need to collect a bunch of fibrous material so that I can build the water still. So I have a source of drinking water that I can keep reloading. And I know, like I said, there's a couple of yucca plants here. So they're going to be very helpful in having the things you need to do what you need to do, providing the resources. that's really what it boils down to when it goes to finding a island that you want to call home. Is the having enough resources. Because as you cut your trees and stuff down, they will not come back. But these young plants, they will keep respawning. So having a main home base that has, like, I don't know, all the stuff that you need to continue to keep thriving is important. And this fibrous material that continuously keeps regenerating is important for creating the water for you to drink and for not only you, but for the stuff that you plant later on in the game here as you get more and more into it. Right now I'm not worried about planting anything or having gas because I don't have enough parts for the motorboat. I need to do some more scavenging. Oh, who I snuck up on. And see, this is a prime example of the best way to kill them right there. That's the best way to kill them because they can't do too much to you. But I'm just gonna leave the body there because it's not gonna go nowhere. And let's see, what other things I need here? Okay, so I think I have everything I need except for the piece of cloth. So I'm going to take some of this stuff back and get my inventory a little better under control. Let's see here. There's a couple things I do need to build while I'm here, while I'm getting to that point. So I guess I can build my fire and kind of get my setup for my smoker going that I want to eventually get, but which I said I don't have the cloth yet. It should be on this island somewhere, but I haven't quite got it yet or found it. So like I said, I haven't got to explore a lot. It's been more about safety lately. Okay, so now I got what I need for the rock circle. Okay, want to get that going. And now the next thing I need to find is the cloth. The cloth, or I need to build a loom, one of the two. While I'm here, I probably should get a drink for my character. It's been a little bit. I haven't really checked it. Yeah, I'm getting pretty thirsty and hungry. Oops. Put my coconuts back. Okay, so I also need some kindling. Which is 2 sticks. And I don't have any sticks, I believe. Okay, so... but yeah, you basically just spend a lot of your time just prepping up stuff, getting it ready to do other things. Like I said, a lot of keep my leather and stuff together. Comes really in handy when I go to make spears and stuff. I have everything all together. I usually put all my food over here next to the fire. And I don't know where those just went. I could have swore I just dropped some crabs and they just disappeared. That was nice. Well, like I said, my food and water are getting down there. couple things I still need to go grab more of. I need another coconut to make a to make the flask out of for the actual for the water still. So I should be able to get that right here, because I want to be able to maintain my 2 coconut water trick. Like I said, even if I wasn't using that, it's really not too crazy hard in the normal game to have enough water by simply using your coconuts and your stupid poker to bust it off in one hit. And then you can drink it. And like I said, will slowly provide you with enough fluids to make it however long you need to make it. Now I know I need to make the flask, so let's see here. The lashings, and to make the flask I need to crafting. I need to go over to consumables. Right there. Oh shoot, that's what I did wrong. I didn't need to bust it out of the thing. Whoops, my bad. And just drop the palm frond, and let's go grab another coconut. I did that wrong, my mistake. While I'm out, at this point in the game, you pretty much always want to keep collecting your fibrous materials. That's one of those things that you just need tons of, because you need to keep making lashings, and you need to keep having the stuff you need to proceed forward, make weapons, defend yourself, and eat and drink. Okay, so get the other coconut I needed. Leave this one in the hide so that I can make the flask. You will over time start going through a lot of axes. So you gotta always be ready to be making new axes and carry on and stuff like that. That's also why I got the leather. I wanted to have that there, and I got it sitting right there next to the rest of it, so that if I do bust an axe, I got everything, all the tools and everything, the supplies in order to make another refined one right there at home base, and I can run back home and make another one. Once I do get farther into the game and I got more supplies, I tend to like to, and if I know I'm going on a mining or harvesting from an island, I will make an extra refined axe and keep it in the storage on my boat. So when I do go to other places, I got another axe right there. You know, that's just being prepared. A lot of the time in these games, I travel pretty heavy and carry a lot of resources. I don't like to have to stop and keep running back to go to things. If I can avoid it, I think there's enough of that happens already. Because you always end up forgetting something, unfortunately. And now that I have a free hand, I'm going to carry this back. And put it next to the other one. And back to doing working on the things I was working on. Oh yeah, I was going to build a water flask. Alright, the coconut flask. Put that there. too much stuff in inventory right now. And I think I am coming to the point where I'm going to make peace with building the loom once I get this water still built. Let's see, so I need some more rocks. I still need the cloth. I might have to build the loom first. And I might have enough materials to build the loom, but then be unable to do anything else. Yeah, I think I do. Yep, sure do. Okay, so I'm gonna put the loom right next to the tannery, so I can do multiple things if I'm standing right here in the area. Because if I'm standing right here, it'll let me access, or anywhere in the area, it'll let me access both of them for a quick build if I need it. But I don't have the material right now in order to do the quick build, and I really need to probably get something to eat before my character gets too hungry. So I'm gonna harvest this archer fish because it's a medium piece of meat.
Oh, gross.
And the sardine. And the piece of crab. So a medium piece of meat. 2 small pieces of meat. Should charge up my my thing again. My bars for hunger. Get the kindling I was looking for earlier. And start me up a fire here. Again, I want to thank everybody that's liking, watching, subscribing. Like I said, I'm just going to play along here and show you how I play this game. Okay, so I got some food cooking. Drop the slashing, so I keep getting the stuff together for my water still. 3 rocks. Might as well put that here too. For some reason, they must have done something. The game is not wanting to work right. Like, I can't drop the rocks. Alright. Then I'll just do this. As long as whatever I'm needing is close by, it'll pick it up. Usually. But I should have enough food there once it all gets cooked up in order to eat for a minute. Okay, I want to drink this because it doesn't need to be full in order to build the still. And plus my character was getting a bit thirsty. As you can see, that filled me up pretty good. Then I'll have that other piece of meat there. I might wait just a little bit, because you do have a little bit of time once it's cooked. Now if it's smoked, you got a lot of time. But I don't have anything smoked right now, or the smoker built. I'm not really sure what I was trying to do there, besides get another drink and drop it off and keep my character status healthy. As you can see, my bars are starting to get bigger as far as being able to do stuff. I'm 4 days in. Like I said, there's a couple more things I want to do. I should probably build another shelter at some point while I'm working on the other stuff, but actually right now what I think I'm going to do is drop this wood, let this meat get done cooking. As soon as that meat's done cooking, I'm going to go out and see if I can find some more fibrous material or the cloth that is naturally spawning on this island, so I can build the water still and a smoker. Okay, it's cooked. That'll hold for a little bit, so I'll just leave it there because I don't want to jam up my inventory with it right now if I don't need to. And I need to go out and find the rest of these materials that are supposed to be floating around this island somewhere, so I can do the rest of what I need to do. And there should be another snake floating around here somewhere. Which I really like to get them all gone off my island right away, and every time they respawn, get them gone, because then you can walk around more freely. The baby hogs, they're not going to hurt you. The big ones will. They'll attack you, as you've seen in my other videos, or this video, or whichever one it was. I think it was my previous video, where I fought him off and killed him. Kind of hunted him, I guess is what you want to say, without him hunting me. But yeah, it's just a matter of like kind of outsmarting it and gathering as much material as you can, so you can make, in this case, all this fibrous material that I'm picking up is good. Will allow me to make some cloth. I think this island has 3 yucca trees on it. Again, like I said, those are important because they will continuously, every like 2 or 3 days, they will reproduce more leaves and more fibrous material for you to use to do more stuff. So, just doing some mining, kind of hunting this other snake. I would like to get him taken care of, so I ain't gotta worry about accidentally stepping on him. I need to run around and check the edges of the island here some more. Like I said, continuing my pursuit for more cloth here to keep everything going. And like I said, the cloth can spawn like in various different places. Here's one of those little shipwrecks I was talking about where it has a boat, and that boat had a piece of cloth in it, which is awesome, and it looked like another piece was right there. So double wham, that's excellent. There's some wood you can collect. My inventory's pretty full, otherwise I'd swim out there. You know what? I'm still gonna do it. Let me drop this wood right here. And there's another piece of cloth right there in front of me. I guess when it rains, it pours. Drop that. I'm gonna collect that real quick. Collect the cloth, and I'm gonna stack those in there and put that in there, free up my inventory. Go out here and hit up this shipwreck real quick if I can. Actually, that is what a clay deposit looks like right there. So once you have your pickaxe, you can take advantage of that. Oh, so we got some buoy balls out here. That's pretty cool. Those can be used in the expansion of the raft. Okay. Oops. Might have stayed under a pinch too long right there. But back to it. Yeah, now the waves are so big that I come out of the water. Okay, so there's 5 buoy balls. I got too much stuff on me to collect them all. So, I am not going to break the buoy balls free because one will escape on me. I am going to take the crate and use that one space for the crate. Try to make my way back in the storm here. Okay, open that up. Let's put some of this stuff in there. Free up my inventory so I can carry more stuff and make my way back here. Let's take these crates and stuff back. So I have access to the stuff that I just found, and I can build the stuff that I need to build that I was waiting for all the cloth for. Which, now that I have the cloth and I also have the fibrous material to make more cloth, now I don't need the loom. That was why I was hesitant on building it. But it may come in handy here for other reasons, other purposes. Since I have it now, it's definitely a bonus to have it versus not, and it doesn't take up that much space. Okay, so I need to drop these crates, pull out the cloth. And I got some leather. Okay, so I need a palm frond, which goes over here. Definitely in need of some organization around here. Starting to get a little sloppy. Okay, so let's drop that. Pick up the palm frond. Turn back around. Alright, now I can build the water still. Which is a pretty good time considering it's raining. And if I can get a spot for it here, it will collect the rain as it goes. Okay, and so the next thing I need to build, now that I have a water still, if I plan to take any water with me anywhere, a water flask, which I have the extra leather. So let me pick up a piece of leather. Whoops. And I'm not really 100% sure. Okay, there it is. So I need one stick to build the water flask. So grab the stick, come back over here. Definitely a good item to have since I don't have the pickaxe or none of that stuff to build the clay one yet. So right now it's empty. I like to take them and just put it right there. So I know where it's always right there on top of one of my stills. It's just a way I keep track of it. And like I said, the still should be collecting water. You can pick up this meat and eat it. Did I get my fibrous material out of here? No. Let me grab all that. And since I have it, I am here. Fill that up. Give me a drink. That's one thing I am in need of. And I like to always keep that thing full. Figured it can't hurt. You can see I'm already starting to get a good little collection of crates going, and I haven't even really gone to the other shipwrecks yet on this island. just to show you that this stuff does start to add up and collect as you are playing. I don't remember if I had a pile of these or not. I probably did, I just don't see them. And it's probably right here by them. So I just start another pile of them. Okay, so the next thing I wanted to build was my smoker. Now that I have the still done. So for smoker I need, looks like a lashing, 3 sticks, and a cloth. So I need a lashing and 3 sticks on me. So let's pin that real quick. And let's go to my little fibrous material pile that I just made somewhere. Get a lashing. And I have a stick pile over here somewhere. It's just dark, can't really see. Once you get lanterns, if you find those, you can set them up and they automatically will turn on and off at night. So they will provide you with additional lighting. Alright, so now here is my smoker. And once I gotta get everything out of the way so I can build it. My bad, I jumped the gun, I didn't have the building space cleared. So you can turn it any way you want. I'm gonna turn it this way. Alright, so now that I have that, and then I like to keep the kindling right there. And now I can smoke meat, so that'll be a big bonus. Because then once I have meat cooked, I don't have to worry about it going bad. So in this case it allows me to continue to finish skinning out the hog and then just cook up 5 pieces of meat at once. So I got another piece of the hide, there's 1 piece of meat. 2, and like I said, those will be large pieces of meat, so those will be beneficial. 3. And did I have anything else beside the crab that mysteriously disappeared over here? Yeah, I still don't know where that crab went. I just swear I dropped it earlier and it was gone. Oh well. Well, anyway, I got 3 pieces of meat here to smoke, so fire up the fire pit here. Drop that. And like I said, your first thing basically in this game is just basically surviving. And then once you got, you know, a good rhythm for surviving down, you just keep adding to it and adding more stuff and keep advancing in the things that you have going on. Turn that last piece of hide into leather there. Let's see. Oh yeah, I know what I wanted to build. Now that I do have the extra cloth and the ability to make cloth, one of the first things I like to update once I got extra cloth is your tool belt. I gotta find out where it was again. It's a great thing to update though, right here. Tool belt, I need a lashing and a piece of cloth. So back to my lashing pile. There's that. Okay, and this allows for me to upgrade my tool belt. And if it'll open it up the next one, that would be awesome yet. In which it did, so I need another lashing and another piece of cloth, and I can have 2 spots. What this allows is for your quick wheel, which is right here. It allows for you to add weapons, such as I'm going to quick equip my spear, so if I press up at any time I can pull out my my refined spear quickly. I like to usually keep my axe, the spear, the hammer, and then one I usually kind of leave optional for whatever other things I might be using during the course of what I'm playing. And as this smoker's cooking, back to this thing real quick, when it dings once, it means it's cooked. When it dings the second time, it means it's smoked, and it'll last a lot longer. And obviously, the larger the meat, the longer it takes to cook. But I did want to get this large meat cooked up and preserved, because if any time I need it, that's a lot of meat right there, and it'll do a lot on your bar as far as filling your character up. And then I still need to take this thing and work on filling it up. It holds, I believe, 3 drinks if I remember correctly. So there's 1 in there. And it never hurts to have backup water, especially if you go to start exploring other islands. Once you get this island to where you want. But yeah, as you're here over time, you just need to now do the things you need to do, like either like expanding your raft. This island, this one in particular, does have a lot of trees on it. You can make a planking station, and if you want to start using better materials for your raft, you can. I don't think it really makes a difference what materials you use, you know, whether they're the steel, the wood. I mean, if it works, it works. If it don't, it don't. That's how this game kind of goes, as far from what I've noticed. And see, that ringing there was saying that now this little meat is now smoked, but and still the large meats haven't even yet made it there. Now, if you're worried about food, or you don't want to really, or you're not really good at hunting, there are a couple things that I did not yet talk about. Your bird snare and your fish trap. Both will provide you with enough food. Just one of the other will provide you with enough food to generally keep your character alive, and all you need is one. Now, if you, as far as your fish trap goes, if you do decide to go with the fish trap, I like to usually have one around just for fun. It always helps to have extra food, and it's one of those things you really ain't got to worry about after that point, because you will always have that supply of a small meat constantly coming in, as long as you maintain harvesting it, you know, pulling the animal off and dropping it on the ground. So it'll just keep going. And as far as the fish trap goes, as long as you keep going down there and cleaning the fish out, you'll be good. Now, if you do put the fish trap out in the deeper water a little bit farther, it does have a chance to catch the archer fish, which they provide you a medium meat, which will obviously, you know, fills you up more and does more. So it's always good to, if you're going to do the fish trap, to try to get it out a little farther, and also make sure there's no sea urchins or anything in your local vicinity. But even like right now, see, the large meat just first got done being cooked, and it took about half of my fire in order to cook that large meat. So to fill that back up, you just take your sticks, and I put my stick on my equipped slot, and we'll drop that back in there. And then I'll drop that one right there, because I like to get the most out of it, so I always like to try to keep it full. Now, if I put the other stick on, I would lose, you know, like an eighth of a, you know, of the ability of the bar to refill it. So I want to wait till it's a good 3/4 before I throw another one on there, so I make sure I get the most out of everything that I use, which is just being more efficient, not being wasteful, I guess, in the game here. Smoked small meat, and once it's smoked, it's pretty much good for indefinitely, so you can throw it next to the fire and you always get food done. Or in this case, if you have a full rack of meat and it's done, you don't want to move it, you can just put the fire out and just leave it laying in the smoker, and then when you come back next time and say you're going to fill the smoker up again, or you need to eat, you snag yourself smoked meat, and it's all right there, it's good, and you won't get sick from it. Because getting sick in this game is kind of a bummer. I did have these big crabs. I guess I could have cooked these up if I wanted to, or they'll just wait till the next one, because there will be, what, 4 pieces of meat there, and then I do know and 4 pieces of medium meat, and then I do know there is a dead snake on the other side of the island, and there's still a large snake on the other side of the island. Okay, so now that that's done, far enough, I can put that in and see it's like 95%. Now, like when you have raw meat and to cook it, like I showed earlier in my videos, you can kind of have it anywhere in the area, in the vicinity, and it'll cook as long as it's close to the fire. Now, to smoke the meat, though, it has to be on the line to smoke. I've tried putting meat up in here before to smoke it, and it doesn't do anything. It don't even cook it. So it's just a waste of your time and a waste of the meat. Now, a couple things I do know about the game, in case you're ever curious, is if you do go beyond the buoy line of the map, it'll just indefinitely go on forever, from what I've seen. It'll never lead you anywhere, and you'll eventually die at sea. Or if you drop something and you're deeper out in the ocean where there's not a bottom, or the bottom is really far down and really dark, once it does reach, there is no bottom, basically. You drop something out there and it's gone for good. So, things to watch out for in the game. Or if you're trying to really get rid of something that you don't want to use, like say you had some meat go rotten or whatever, I usually end up just taking something if it's non-usable anymore, and I'll just pick it up and then throw it out into the ocean. Wasteful, right? But you know, it's just a game, so I just try to get it to where it's not in my way anymore. But now that I do have this going, I do probably need to build another shelter on this island. So, which means I need to go get more lashings as usual, because this needs to be filled back up as well. So, I'm back on the hunt for some more lashings. I mean, I can use my palm frods to fill up my water still if I want. Like I said, it does have a drink in it. I was kind of waiting for this to get done and then go get the things I needed to build a shelter to sleep again. Because I don't think I have everything. Yeah, I need to get the lashing. Everything else is right here accessible. I do have a couple sticks. I have the palm frods. Once I break them down, there they are. Well, I had them over here too. But, yeah, I just need to make a lashing. And I don't think I can make one with these in the over here. I don't think so. No. Nope, I cannot. It'd be really nice if this stuff would smoke already. There we go. Okay, so smoked. Put the fire out. Like I said, large meats will give you a huge bonus, but they take forever to cook and smoke. So like usually, again, I like to be, when I get my ship to where I have storage and stuff on it, I usually try to get about 4 of those large ones, and I put them in one of the crates that I get on there, and then use that. Basically, just use that for. I have food if I'm on the ocean. You can survive. I know like trophies and stuff for this game. Like one is to survive on the ocean for 10 days. So I guess you could smoke you up a whole bunch of meat and get you a whole bunch of water, and then basically just go camp out. You know, out on the water for 10 whole days and get a sleeping bag, of course, and then just camp out there and wait till you get your trophy. I haven't gone that far as into getting it yet, but I have seen the trophy or the award thing for it if you do it. But like I said, now I'm in this position again where I need more lashings. Or more fibrous materials to make more lashings. And again, like I said, I know I haven't explored all the shipwrecks yet, but again, I'm a big fan of doing them in the daytime, so I can see everything. Or at the very least, having a lantern. And here's the stuff I'm looking for. Some more of it. Like I said, I like this island because it does have a lot. It's pretty ample fibrous material regeneration on this island. And so even when I get to the point where I'll go to the neighboring island and harvest all the fibrous material and then come to this island and then harvest my fibrous material, you know, you have a pretty good number on top of, you know, if you're growing any at that point. I do like, because I do start to, when I get into where I start to grow some potatoes and I can have the machinery to use the gas, you know, it's great to, you know, have that stuff going. But for right now, I'm still pretty early on in the game, and I'm not trying to advance super fast. Steadily, obviously, I'm moving along, but I haven't got to a point where it's like, hey, I'm trying to go fight a boss right now or nothing yet. You know, I'm just trying to get, well, like I said, get my homestead stuff stable, so I know that I always have a place to go, hide, do whatever I need to do, regenerate. Like I said, there's a crate right there. See, I hate going out there because you can't see. You can't see if there's an urchin right here. And hopefully I don't regret it. Alright, cool, I made it. Some binoculars. Should be a locker in here somewhere. Just trying to search the dark. Yeah, there it is. Ah. And now I can hope that this crate ain't full. Well, compass, pull that out. Can drop the compass because I don't want this thing. Don't really need it. Like I said, once you figure out the map, the compass is pretty irrelevant. I mean, you can travel around in enough time to find everything you need to find without the compass. I mean, unless you need to get somewhere and you need to be direct and right on it, you don't. I think it's a waste of time. The map's not big enough to need it. I mean, it seems that way when you first start, but you've been playing for a while, you're all good. Like I said, you start to memorize and pick up landmarks and stuff, and once you start doing all that, you get to where you start knowing the world, and once you know the world, things get a little easier. Like I said, right now it's super dark. I don't have a lantern. Apparently my inventory is getting pretty full. I don't know if I got enough lashing or enough fibrous material to build the lashing I need, but I'm gonna see. No, I do not. Okay, so we got some more planks. But I happen to have one right there. Hey, good thing I looked. Okay, so now I need to go over by the palm fronds. Put you right there. Shelter. I mean, I don't think I have enough for the sleeping bag. Hold on, let me see. Because I know you need the leather, but I have some leather, but I don't think I have enough. I guess I gotta be in the right section too, huh? That, and I didn't even think I might not have the skill level yet to make it. But I don't know yet. Let's see. Right there. It's 3 cloths, 3 leather, and 3 wood. And that would leave me a little bit short. So, yeah, I'm going to go back to the initial plan here and just build a normal little shelter and have some place to rest. Put it all the way out here in the corner. Now you can, keep in mind, use this as a marker, because if you build one of these a lot to save it or whatnot, you can use it as a directional marker, and you can use it as in, I just came from that island. Like in this case, I didn't really place it totally right. I should have put it a little more this way and said that, look, that's the island I just came from, so everywhere else I haven't been. So if you build one of these every island you go, you can literally, as you travel, you can come back to it and you get to the island and be like, okay, I'm lost now, where did I come from? Okay, this arrow says I came from that island. You get on that island, you look at your thing and be like, alright, this one says I came from said island over here, for example, and then, you know, and you can follow your way back to your original base or home or whatever. Like I said, I didn't really place it right, but I know that's a way that you can use it to track where you came from. Or you can use regular spears. Since it only takes 1 piece of wood, you can make a spear, and you can throw the spear in the sand in the direction that you came from or you've gone before, so you can keep track of, like, basically each island that you have where your little home pad is at. It can tell you where you've gone and where you've been and help you explore the world better. That's what I did when I first started, before I started to learn the map at all and learn how everything was. Once I got all that down, everything, it changed the way you could play, made it easier. So like I said, there's things you can do to help you along the way. In this case, I need to fill this back up. I really need to keep making water. That or I gotta drink coconuts. One of the two, either one. Like I said, I can on the council. Like I said, this coconut trick works great on council. Do I really need to be doing it this way? No, but you know, I can just more or less. It's a laziness thing at this point. Instead of going out and finding more, or just waiting on the still. I mean, I can drink out of the still. So it's just a matter of getting it done, and for having an example here of what I'm doing. Okay, so I got an air tank in there, so I can drop another air tank in there. And like I said, I have all this stuff now, so I have basically a home-based storage, but I don't have nothing to keep it in. But see, your stuff out here doesn't deteriorate or, you know, get damaged from the weather, so it doesn't really benefit you to build some ginormous house and fortress to live in. I don't know. You're planning on retiring here or something. For me, it's just a matter of I need a place to hide from the sun for a little bit, and you know, you can usually craft stuff if you're kind of prepared when that time comes, and you know, do that. Actually, while I am here though, I'm going to sleep, or no, I'm gonna save it. 'Cause I am doing fairly well. Like I said, I've been taking my time. I'm trying to explain to, if anybody's watching, what to do or what's kind of going on. Like I said, the game kind of seemed like a challenge to me at first, because I guess I just didn't really understand what I was doing really well right away. But now I do. It's like I said, I've beat the game on hard, and I mean, it's a challenge. I mean, because like I said, on hard, your food and water go down extremely